Okay.
That's
the beauty of the live stream.
I will.
Yeah, baby.
I will survive. We will all survive. Sweet. It is there. Let's see if it went. We are live. Booyah. Tilt that away from me a little bit. And hey everyone.
Hi.
We are live. We're doing it. We are back with Dice Dad Presents Out of the Abyss, Descent into Madness. We had quite the wild episode last time, but everything is a little bit, maybe not much better this time.
I think it's intrinsically worse.
Yeah, maybe, possibly, maybe most definitely. But we have quite a few things to go through and a lot of stuff up ahead of us. Since our players have been, our adventurous heroes have been on hiatus for the last 3 months, while the Underdark and the Demon Lords within have done and had their own bit of time within the playgrounds that are the Underdark. Okay, let's do some introductions and we'll hop right into it. First, we have GM Bunny playing
Spinarachna, your friendly divine soul wild magic dryad sorceress.
Next, we have GM Clad playing
Roland, your half-elf wizard.
Next, we have GM Swamp Thing playing
Dak. It's Dak.
just Dak. And last but definitely not least, we have GM Kaz playing
As a lower level, your half-elf monk.
All right. We're going to do a quick recap. I believe GM Bunny is going to do the recap for us, and then let's get into it.
Recap. Shit got fucked. End of recap. No, I'm kidding. Our last 3 months have been... That's basically it. Our last 3 months have been spent on the surface where we thought we were there. We had escaped out of the Underdark and we made our way through Waterdeep for a little festival. Azalar decided that they were going to wash off and go to their monastery. We didn't hear from them except for the occasional why that they were okay. We would use sending stones to be like, hey, bitch, proof of life, and they'd send back a why or a thumbs up. And that was all that we got, basically, for weeks at a time. We all spent our time doing separate things. Roland was back in his hometown finishing up his bakery. He got back into his baking guild. Really proud of him. Good job. Dak and Shpina, along with Jorlin, Shpina's father, and then Nomi, set up a tailor shop close, I believe, in Daggerford, and they got pretty popular there. The next 3 months were spent usually perfecting their craft and going through items, using sending to try and speak to Ront and Eldeth, scrying for Roland to see maybe if he could find anything about his dead wife, or not dead wife, but we think she's dead, probably. They decided to go to the city of Waterdeep to talk to one of Shpina's cousins and one of Shpina's uncles, to get more information about what was going on in the Underdark at the time. They learned that her Uncle Grump was probably going to be doing some things that weren't very good, so Shpina sent a message to her Uncle Grump, got no response. Dak decided to mess with Shpina's uncle to make him look like he was a combination of both Shpina and Roland, made her uncle be like, so you had a kid? And Shpina's just like, no, I didn't. As Azel, though, in their monastery, was able to go through and to center themselves using the forces of Ilmater and sheer force of will to probably remove Emberfist and go through and figure out Emberfist's name. Emberfist has not been removed. I've just been informed of that.
No, he's still there. He's vibing.
Emberfist is vibing. We love him.
He's just, not all the way on the body now.
He's chilled. He's chillaxed a little bit more. The flame has been turned down just a tad bit. Hopefully. But Azel did find out more about Emberfist, and as they were having a beach day episode on the eve of their final, just before they were about to go to the 3rd month, Azel came in like a knight over the beach, and we're all just like, hey! And they're like, hey! And we had a wonderful beach episode. Stool was like, come on, let's go swim. And Shpina's like, yeah, let's go swim. And everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna go swim. Jorlin, Shpina's beau, but not really, because they have standards. Was just like, I'm gonna go get changed. So they all went and chill out in the water, and they look over, and they see Jorlin coming down the side. And they're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Jorlin turns to sand. They look around. There's no longer any land, and it's just water. And then they hear Eldeth's voice saying that they're going to get them out. Eldeth was the dwarf woman who has been with the group since the very beginning at Velknevev. It is then that we figure out that our wonderful adventurers, Starfire, have been trapped in a mind flayer tube forced to think that they are in Euphoria through the psionic spell Euphoria. Eldeth has since broken them out of it, and the last thing that has happened is we have just gotten out of the goop of the Mind Flayers, with one Mind Flayer dead, watching our memories. Oh no, are we? It's broken.
Ayo.
His voice is gone.
He fucking died. Ariel?
Oh, wait, sorry. My thing wasn't on my face.
Your mic up.
My mic was up. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Our DM, he's broken.
Okay. So, as you guys kind of fade in and out of consciousness, having been floating and feeding via fluid
Ew.
for the past couple of months, you kind of just fade in and out over the next, you're not sure, could be days, could have been a week. As you guys kind of like roll along the Underdark, you kind of look up to see like a large group of dwarves, with Ront and Eldeth kind of at the forefront. Stool is like sitting on the front of the cart as well. And you guys kind of just bounce along, eventually kind of like fading out to black before waking up, each of you in comfortable beds with comfortable linens. And
That's a big ass bed.
yeah, well, maybe not for you, maybe not bed for you.
Put me on the floor, I'll be fine.
Yeah, comfortable linens and cushions on the floor for Smith's character. Everyone else decked out in nice linens. Your clothes are changed. Your armor's all kind of like folded up next to you. And you guys are kind of in like dressing gowns almost, like you just got out of the hospital. But yeah, you guys are all sitting in a bed, and as you kind of like look up a little bit, you can see what looks to be a larger dwarf figure, red hair, solid gold pauldrons with eagles on them, sitting in a chair, kind of like watching over the 5 or 6 of you. 4 of you. There's 4 of you. Braun is still unconscious since Dicedad is unable to play today. Braun looks more heavily injured than everyone else. You're unsure if his body underwent experimentation from the Mind Flayers while he was unconscious. You don't really recall him too much within the 3-month hiatus.
The first thing Dak's gonna do is go under the covers first thing and just hide for a second. The first like clear thought he gets.
Okay.
Try to do a history check on the person looking over it. He sounds important by the description alone.
Yep. It'll be at disadvantage. Everything's a little bit foggy right now, but yes, you may make one. Oh, Azel also. There is you're unsure, but you, unlike everyone else, instead of kind of like calmly waking up to like kind of like Frodo waking up to see like to be in Rivendell and kind of like Frodo, you feel this like dark eye, this dark red burning eye, just like staring into your soul, and it's getting closer and closer and closer, and you can feel yourself like you're falling into lava, like from a distance. And as you hit the lava, you jolt awake.
8.
This is common knowledge. This man is very common knowledge. Even with an 8, I'll give it to you. You don't know like a ton of history about him, but you recognize this man from his adventures with other prominent features, such as Caddy and Drizdo Erden. This is Brunor Battlehammer, the king of Gauntlgrim.
And I'd broadly look at Spinate and say, isn't this the guy, and I'm just like grumbling this out, who adventured with your cousin?
Spinna,
Is it?
who is barely awake, kind of like looks up and then goes, Papa, what? Father, I had this dream.
So you were calling out your dad?
Yeah, she's calling for her dad.
So yes, you see your father. He is also in a bed, but behind curtains. You can just see his head lying across.
So, seeing that her dad is hopefully okay, she like looks over to Roland and goes, "What? Oh, sorry, my head. What are you asking, Roland?"
Didn't you mention a long time ago you were related to Drizzt or something?
I'm like fifth cousin removed. This under the Jordan house is long away from my old house. Why? I don't know much about him, to be honest. He was kind of a taboo subject when I was growing up. I'm sure that you're aware.
Yeah, I think this is Brunor Battleham.
Which Finnan know that name?
Yes.
Being from Neander? And she knows that he is basically royalty.
Yes.
Schmidt gonna like sit up as quickly as she can, not caring if there's any vertigo, and give a deep bow.
And also
Your Majesty.
friend of Drizzt.
Oh.
Yeah. You kind of jolt awake and you can feel the kind of like the like tingles and flashes in your eyes. You kind of like, whoa. And he kind of sits up. No need for that. Formalities at all. Everything's okay. I need you guys to relax. You've been through a lot in the last 3 months, I believe.
What are you? I mean, I had the weirdest dream that we woke up in a mine flare area, but my tailor shop has been perfectly fine these past 3 months.
Oh no, Lass. Let me one second. Eldeth, can you come here really quick? And you see Eldeth kind of walk in. I guess to kind of explain, after you were separated, after we were separated in the fight with Orcus, me and Ront fell for quite some time before happily landing on a group of Drow veterans and elites who had died upon impact but saved us. We ventured for roughly a month and a half, just me and Ront, all the way to Gontalgrim, which is my home city. And we were hoping that you had made your way there as well to find us, but you weren't there. And through multiple petitions, I was able to find an audience with the king, luckily, and he was able to put together a strike force to uncover you. We searched for the better part of 2.5 months after arriving, and we finally found you. I was wandering through an area relatively close, just probably about 10 days outside Neverlight Grove, when I heard your sending.
You heard my sending?
But so I knew you must have been close or trapped somewhere. And then I kept hearing it, but I couldn't respond. I wasn't getting a reverberation to send back. And then after tracing it, we came upon a mind flayer lair, and we fought our way through it, killing most everyone, we believe, and finding you 5 in a vat, along with your dad. And lucky for you, I guess what might have assisted this was a stool. He didn't get put in the vat. He was like jumped through the portal, but he was so small and sitting on top of you that when you fell in,
He wasn't put in.
he fell behind the vat. And he stayed there next to you guys for 3 months, kind of venturing through when he could to get food, and was able to fill a room with some spores so that the mind flayers unknowingly were latched into your telepathic link. And that's what allowed you guys to sorry, I DM'd there for a second.
It's okay.
Allowed you guys to send your messages through it, or else you would have been telepathically blocked. So the only reason we found you was because Stuhl created that link. I was surprised he survived for so long. He's a little bit damaged, but he's okay.
He's okay?
He'll survive. He feels like a real adventurer now. But yeah, you guys have been in stasis for 3 months.
So that entire time was a dream.
Yeah, it was.
Did you kill the one responsible for this?
Please tell me you did.
We killed everyone within the camp that we saw. If we're talking about Frank, the one who left, the Force said we cleaned it out. Unless he teleported out or escaped somehow, all the mind flayers were killed that we knew of, and the Elder Brain was set alight, and we ran.
Okay. Jordan, where's Jordan?
Oh, Jorlin? So Jorlin is not doing very well. He woke up about 2 days ago, and he needs time. He needs time.
I think we all do.
But I will give it back to the king, His Majesty, and I will. You'll see me soon. You'll see me very soon. And you see Ront is over in the corner, kind of like standing by the doorway, kind of waves at you guys, and then Eldest kind of walks over, and you see him like put a hand out, and they like clasp hands and walk away.
Yes!
I swear, if Frank survived and I get my hands on him, death will be a merciful end. This I swear.
We just need to be happy that we got out. Right now, it's my fault. I just want to know if my father's okay.
So, I understand this is difficult for each of you to grasp, but Eldeth has made me aware of kind of what's going on in the Underdark. Ront as well. Stuhl has given me some, but it needs to be dealt with. And I'm not 100% sure how to ask this, as you guys have experienced so much already. And you have plenty of time to recover, but I'm looking to put together a force to deal with this.
Hellish invasion? Abyssal invasion?
Yes. I know someone who, in Mental Dereth, Gazrim, make sure I get this name right, so I'm not just calling out some stupid ass name. You are looking, yes. Gazrim Dulok in Mental Dereth has a map to a library called Graven Hollow It is impossible to find without it. But if we can get this, I believe in Graven Hollow, that is a book that will assist you in stopping this. Now, that's just from what I've been told. Graven Hollow is a sanctuary of knowledge for all of history, the surface and the Underdark. And it can help. I know it can. But
can I roll a history on Graven Hollow? Because that feels like it's something that Spinna might have known about. And honestly, this is me. My brain's going, what if Grazilax is there?
I want to do a history check.
I feel like it's
you
hard
don't
to
need to make a history
decide.
check. You've known about this. The library he's mentioning, you heard from the succubus's memories.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! All right.
Yeah, you
Did I
heard from the
roll
succubus's
because
memories.
I'm a wizard? I would like to do maybe a check on what I've heard as from wizard.
Yes. Yep. So Brunor continues to explain. I've gathered here multiple factions in the hopes that even though I am king, they are independent factions and I can't tell them what to do, but I was hoping, since you are the quote-unquote subject matter experts of this demonic invasion, that you'd be willing to lead this force as a group.
You want us to lead the force against the abyssal invasion, where there are demon lords climbing out of literally the abyss?
Yes. You guys have done amazing things. I've heard from Eldeth. I've heard from Ront. You are heroes of the realm.
Heroes.
Well, I was
Some of the things you have encountered dwarf what me and Driss had done at the peak of our adventuring.
Is Dritz okay?
I haven't heard from him in a long time. At least 45 years.
What would I know with
He says 45 years.
History check.
What'd you get in your history check?
24.
24. You know Graven Hollow is a hidden library. It is unable to find without prior knowledge of it, or if you have been there before, or you have a map to it and someone that can guide you. It is almost impossible to find.
He says 45 years. Spinna kind of looks down at her spider body and goes, "Oh, so when I still had legs, understood."
But I have brought together the Harpers, the Order of the Gauntlet, the Emerald Enclave, the Lord's Alliance, and the Zentrim. Each one of them are powerful organizations, but
I have a question, Your Majesty.
yes, of course.
Are we on the surface?
No, but Gauntlgrim does travel upwards. There is a castle, Mithril Hall, that is on the surface.
Okay, because that's...
Right now we're in the Underdark.
I don't think Spinna would recognize any of those names. Maybe the Lord's Alliance.
Roland was.
Yes, Roland, Azel, both of you recognize all of those. The Harpers are mercenary adventurers who assist with problems in the realm. The Order of the Gauntlet is a faction of knights within Gauntlgrim. The Emerald Enclave is a group of elves that work to keep together the peace on Toril. The Lord's Alliance are another group of elves who work to keep the peace on the surface, and the Zentrim are mercenaries of the Underdark.
I relayed this to her.
I know about the Zentrim, but the rest are foggy. You know, I wasn't really taught surface worlds groups, not much. How much time do we have to prepare?
you have as much time as you need. I say that, but I'm hoping that you can convince the forces at tonight's banquet.
A banquet
Huh.
tonight.
Yes.
That's like everybody's coming.
I did not expect you all to sleep for so long. As your friend Jorlan woke up 2 days ago, and you have been here, sleeping for a week and a half.
A week and a half.
Yes, once you got to the gates of Guntelgrim, you were taken care of, and you have been resting for the last week and a half.
So I have a quick question.
Of course.
It's more so, I guess, a hypothetical. But was there sort of like rain date for this banquet if we so happen didn't wake up for it?
Oh no, I had that all figured out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to try to convince them myself, but now that you are here, I can relieve myself of that duty, hopefully.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
Glorious.
Please rest for now.
I can't rest. I have to get everybody outfits. We can't go in these-
Already taken care of. You've been measured in your sleep, and they have been taken, and the tailors will have everything done for you for tonight.
Schmidt looks fucking offended.
It is still the morning, by the way. It is 8 a.m.
So just flops back
Is
into
there
bed and
a
just
shop
covers his
around
face with a
here
pillow.
or like a market?
There is a market. Actually, I'm hoping to give each of you, for your troubles and to, I guess, assist you in your venturing into the Underdark, to assist in finding out how to stop this invasion. Each of you, my crest, which will grant you a king's discount throughout the city, as well as quite the sum of gold here. And he sets down a large chest. 5 of them are dragged in. Each of these carry 15,000 gold.
15,000.
For each of you to gear yourselves up as best as you can. It's the least I can do. That is small change for a king as myself.
Do you know where they may sell a scrying orb, so I may keep an eye on on our foes?
As the king, that seems like knowledge that is below me to know. And perhaps a guard can assist you, but the market most likely will have stuff like that.
From
You'll-
underneath the covers, you just hear. So we're going shopping.
Oh,
It appears
most
so.
definitely.
Your people, though, won't be scared of all of me, will they? I mean, I can hide myself. Schwinn is going to check to make sure she still has her ring in her necklace. Please tell me she still has the rings in her necklace.
They're not on you, but they are on the side of your bed. Yeah.
Schwinn is hiding under her covers. Like, cover all the way over her neck. Everything is hidden. Nope.
Well.
Look at people not comfortable in their own skin.
Schwinn goes, I just don't want to make you all uncomfortable is the thing, darlings.
So, as a DM, for you guys, we will have the shopping after the feast and after all of that. It is pretty much anything from the DMG or items from the player's handbook, or really, it's all open from
Spicy.
anything you guys want. From Gontalgrim is one of the largest cities, and Mithril Hall is one of the largest cities besides like Neverwinter and Waterdeep. So you guys have like full range on most magical items, and the king's discount within the city is 75%.
7. Fuck. Okay. We love
So you guys
that.
have quite a lot of stuff. I know you guys went through a lot in the 3 months, and there was a lot of things you guys could have done. So I think of this as like restitution for the
Allowing us to go through. This is your blood money for mentally fucking us. Understood.
yeah, that
Okay,
that
I'm
works.
going to get myself a strike orb for
I think-
$250.
We're gonna be doing that after. Remember?
Yeah.
So write it down. We got this. Write it down.
Will you, if we list off the stuff we want to buy, will you tell us the price? Because some magic items don't really have a price.
Of course.
When we do all that shopping shit later.
Yep. Shvina like quickly grabs her ring and like puts it on, then her necklace.
Okay. What? Ooh, we have chat in here now? Oh, we do
Yeah,
have
we have
chat.
chat. We've had chat.
Hi
there, Succubus.
Yep. Braun is fighting a bear or something? Wait.
Apparently.
Fascinating.
I'm on a bear for 3 months.
All right. So everyone, are you guys prepping and preparing for now?
Shvina is going to check on her dad first. Like the moment that she's able to get up, she's absolutely like falling over to see her dad.
Okay. Yeah. No. You get up. You throw the curtains back, and your dad is just weak. He looks emaciated, skin and bones. He was a head before. The body
Bones
he had.
plural?
Yeah, skin and bone.
So he does
Skin and bones. He has a body. He has a body. The Mind Flayers have grown him a body.
Fuck.
It is his, but it is weak. It had probably most likely, from what you can tell, like just been formed when you were broken out. So it doesn't have muscle development and tone and fat and flesh. Like it has flesh. I almost said no flesh. Doesn't have any tone or fat or muscle. It is just like he is like.
He's Voldemort in that one scene.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, Shvina's just gonna take her dad's hand and just hold it.
You see one of the dwarven nurses come over, and she begins like pouring soup for him, and he like is just kind of like barely able to swallow, having the muscles like in his throat to do it. But they're assisting him, and you see a cleric is at the end of his feet, kind of just like casting spells to kind of like keep his body growing and growing up. She's not dead.
I know, but it's painful to her. This is her idol. She idolized her dad. It hurts to see him like this.
Roland.
He was the thing that kept her going.
But he's not dead.
Yeah.
He's not dead.
I think he's not dead, just mostly.
I'm not dead yet.
Just mostly.
So, is anyone else hopping up wanting to do anything? Because Azel, I have some things for you.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
I'm just looking at this one weapon I want to buy.
Yeah, you guys can search and look except that, but we're going to be getting to if no one has too much to do, we're going to kind of like fast forward to the evening as you guys settle up.
Yeah, Dak will finally come out of the covers after the attendant or person, whatever he leaves or something, and then he'll like join conversations and stuff, but not until that person leaves. And he comes out looking like his normal self.
I'm sending you what I want to buy.
Sounds perfect. Azel,
yes.
As you kind of sit inside of this bed, you begin to like make connections in your mind from your meditation, from your thoughts, and understanding that Magara, the primordial that is inside of you, exists in Gauntlgrim. The other half of Emberfist is here. And it is heart-dropping, to say the least. As you can feel it. It feels like there is a giant eyeball staring at you at all times, just like trying to burn a hole in the back of your head.
I'm kind of, at this point, since I said she's already like kind of lying down, she has the pillow on her head and she's further just pushing it against her face and just mumbling, "We're not going. We're not doing that.
We're not going. We're not going. We're not going." Yeah, you just feel that eyeball like burning into you. And you can kind of like focus your mind and make it go away. Ignore it, push it away for now. And after about like 30 minutes of just kind of like calming breathing, you manage to like focus in on yourself and center yourself, and the eyeball disappears and Emberfist stops burning, and you like lose the heat that's like all around you.
As that kind of subsides, her mind's a bit more clear. She does kind of remove the pillow from her face and gets up from the bed, and just takes a look around at the room and everything. It's like, so I don't really like taking on the leader positioning. It's not my thing. You never want to be like the first one to take a thing, but I don't like it here. Yeah, not too great.
In the city?
No, I don't. Yeah. Yes.
May I ask why?
Well, things are fuzzy, and if I let it out there those 3 months into what we kind of did, despite it being the fabrication, and I learned things, mainly about Emberfist, and it's probably for the best that I don't stay here now. It shouldn't stay here.
Emberfist, you mean?
Yes, Emberfist.
Okay.
It.
Well, you need to regain your strength. We've been offered
understand.
a place to stay for the strength.
I understand that, but I think the security and the recuperation here is negligible compared to what could happen if I stay here longer, and if I am unable to keep the creature at bay.
So we stay for what we can. Leave. Correct?
Yes.
Is that what you're suggesting?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
So we buy everything that we can and we go back.
Yes.
We
Build
have-
the banquet, see whatever allies we can make, whatever, but we shouldn't stay here long.
They'll take care of my father here. I know that we have to save the Underdark.
Yorlan. You, as Zell, as you were discussing kind of like the plans to, as quickly as possible, like make this a 1 to 2 day thing max, instead of a couple weeks. You hear just in the silence of kind of like the grimness of the understanding behind like Ember Fist's involvement here in Gauntlgrim, you hear just like a shrieking wail from the room that is like down the hallway, and you recognize it. It sounds like Jorlan.
Yeah, Shvina's gonna fucking take off running. She goes, I'll be right back.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go sprinting, and
Scuttling.
you scuttle down, and you see like this as you're heading down the hallway, 2 or 3 dwarves like running into a room ahead of you, like in a hurry. And as you run in there and like turn your head, you can see Jorlan just like losing it. Like he is strapped down to the bed, like hands and wrists, like wrists and ankles like strapped down, and he's like, none of it's real,
Jorlan!
like is fighting and kicking and fighting, and you can see that he is like losing himself, and you see one of them just like place their hand on his forehead and cast a spell, like muttering something, and you see him just like begin to fade, and all he can say as he's like slowly fading and crying is like, no, it's real, it's not real. And he like looks over at you.
Jorlan.
And he starts like weeping. Like, you're not real.
She walks
You're
over and she
not
takes his
real.
hand and she goes, I'm right here. I promise.
And you feel like the grip that he has on your hand just like tighten more and more into like almost ragefulness as you see him like his face like twist, and he like looks and he goes, you're not real, and then like grabs your hand, and like you can feel his nails like dig into your skin and draw blood as he like pulls his hand back, and you see one of the orderlies like quickly like onto his head just cast a spell quickly, and he's like knocked unconscious.
All he wanted to ever do was escape the Underdark, and now he's back.
You see one of the orderlies kind of look up. He's been like this for
Since he
past
woke
2
up?
days. Yeah.
I have no doubt all he wanted to ever do was leave the Underdark, and he spent the last 3 months in a tube thinking he had finally escaped. We all have.
We'll assist him to the best of our ability. And we'll make sure he gets to the surface.
Shvina's gonna put one of her blankets on him.
Okay.
And then go back to the group and just... Shit.
No, everything was all right.
So we need to convince a bunch of people that the things going on are going on, and then we need to fix what's going on so we can fix your friend.
And we have to convince them to come with us into the Underdark and fight a bunch of demons. Easy!
Well, the Lord's Alliance rule over my town of Setcumber, so I'm familiar with how they operate. They should be easy to convince.
My thing, though, about this whole ordeal is, would they even help the Underdark?
They're very pragmatic. They know that the demon lords will eventually come to the surface. So it's less about caring about the Underdark, but more of that once this gets to the surface, it becomes their problem.
But if they can keep it in the Underdark, they don't need to care so much about it.
They're not dumb enough to think that they will stay in the Underdark, or this will be contained to the Underdark. Demon lords are powerful things.
And people are stupid.
Have that right. Go ahead, Isel.
No, I was just gonna say, just tell them that. Well,
Is this important to you guys?
It's my home! I may have been ostracized and essentially kicked out of the land, but there are still people that I care about there. There's still people there who are innocent in all of this that need help.
You see Dak kind of like look down, and then he kind of starts to like move a little bit as he starts increasing in height, and his skin goes from a dark, like deep gnome color to like a very human pink, and he starts to grow like a good beard and like long hair, and starts growing taller from like 4 feet to 5 foot to like 6 foot, and now looks like a grown, like representable man. Then I will tell them.
You will tell them.
If they
I
hear
have them.
from someone who looks more like them, they may listen.
I can appeal to the Lord's Alliance. They should be easy.
The Zentrith should probably listen to me. Then I think.
It's the I can't pronounce their name.
The Zentrith.
Zenthurum.
The Zenthrum.
They'll be the problems.
I can talk to the Zenthrum. If they're from the Underdark, they'll know of what's going on.
They've earned a reputation for being very pragmatic in the surface.
I just want to make sure that people in the Underdark who are innocent aren't hurt. That's all that I desire. People don't deserve to go through all this.
Well, then it sounds like we need to remove them from the Underdark, or at least move them somewhere else.
Sometimes that's not always feasible. There are people there like me who, if they go into the sun, will burn. They can't be moved to the surface, and if I'm hearing you correctly, and please do correct me if I'm wrong, I'm very hoping that I'm wrong. If you're suggesting to just let the demon lords roam the Underdark free, there are places.
I'm not saying let them roam free. I'm saying let them enter it in a place where we're ready for them and move the innocents away from it. If we cannot stop it or will not get help from it, we should have a contingency in place.
I do agree with that.
Oh, I would like to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to do sending.
Okay.
He's going to send to Amara and say, I'm using magic. Okay, let me actually type out so I can have 25 words.
I got you, dude. I got you on a Travis and Laura kick, dude. You talk, I'll count.
I mean, word counter's free. Schminither does look to Dak and say, darling, can you tell me how you did that? Do you have a way to alter yourself as well, like my ring?
I do it because it is what I'm able to do. I don't know why, but eventually when you don't like yourself enough, you gain a new outlook.
I mean, I can't go any farther than just making it look like I have 2 legs.
Can't even do it.
Your natural form inspires great awe and fear. You can.
This isn't my natural form. This is a cursed. This is a cursed form.
Why don't you remove the curse?
I can't. It's cursed to my very soul. The only way to get it removed is to have her do it herself. The one who put it on me. And she would never do that. I am considered faulty.
She would never choose to do it. You guys, from what I've seen, are great heroes capable of much. If we set our wills to it, we could accomplish anything.
Yeah.
Do you wish to help me go against the spider bitch herself to change me back from a drider to a drow?
Spiders were meant to be crushed. And if it is by our boot, we shall do it.
I don't think that's very nice to say to a drider in the body.
You don't want to be a drider, so I do not consider you one.
Okay,
what
here's the message.
I was just saying, that's a hefty thing to state. I don't know much, only folklore and legends, scary stories. But that's quite hefty to say you're gonna go and, you know, destroy the Queen of Spectres.
The patron god of all drow. Well, most drow. Some
Yeah.
don't.
Okay,
god.
this. Oh, sorry. Here's the sending message in 25 words. I'm using magic to reach out. Are you and the child okay? I will find you. I won't stop until I save you. Love, Roland. Oh, forgot to mention you and the baby.
I was gonna say you're missing 3.
Yeah, I had the baby.
And the baby.
You
The
and the baby.
You and baby.
Yeah, you and baby.
Spinner, though, does look to Dak and says, I've lived like this for 40 years. What's a couple more to make sure that people are safe?
First, we protect the people of the Underdark. And then we protect the people that protected the people of the Underdark. Heroes need heroes too.
I appreciate the sentiment.
Oh, it's a promise. On my life.
I would never ask somebody to give their life for me.
And that's why I'm gifting it.
Please do. I am respect. Does this a gift receipt that I've heard that some things in the service have?
No. I've survived in the Underdark on my own this long. I believe anything some spider god can throw at us.
Please don't tempt her. Please don't tempt her. The last time that somebody tempted her and went against her, an entire city was destroyed by my mother.
Well, so then we should just travel to the fiendish plane and then tempt her, right? And just, reverse psychology.
No, she has a plane in the abyss. Most drow are aware of it. The spider web pits, I believe, is what they are called.
I don't know much about gods, but what I do know is I trust you guys. And if you guys have a problem, I have a problem. And as long as I look like this, I got your back.
Honestly, I have many problems, and one of them is I just want to make sure that my fiance is okay.
Like, you got a problem rolling in his head? Like, you guys need to punch a god in the face? I got you.
Roland goes stark silent, and you could see the color drain from his face.
Roland? Are you okay, darling?
I would like to do a strength check and to smash the wall with a fist on the side.
Okay.
Like beating up this wall, I got you, Roland.
No, we do not commit property damage.
It's a fist.
Kyle, stop.
This is how he's reacting to something.
Kyle, it's just
God, you're gonna get us in trouble.
Oh, we did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we lost stream?
Okay,
We're still up. We're still up.
Look.
Oh, we're still up. Oh, it's just